Greetings, YouTube, and welcome to episode 307 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. All right. Do you believe in the death penalty, or do you think it should be banned? It should be banned. It is morally bankrupt. If it is immoral for an individual to murder, it is immoral for the state to murder. Should doctors be allowed to end the life of a patient who's about to die, or is or will experience great suffering? Doctor-assisted suicide in life-threatening situations. Yes. What section of the newspaper do you most like to read? I don't read the newspaper. What should be done about criminals acquitted on technicalities? We should look into the investigation process and find out why they were let go on technicalities. And if someone's let go on a technicality, they're not a criminal. Not legally. I'm not saying that they didn't commit a crime, but it's if you've done screwed up and they got off the hook because of some failure in the investigation policing aspect. Um, well, we might want to look into that. What can be done to stop child slave labor? We need to undermine and completely reorganize capitalism. But we need to make sure that we are not doing business with companies that engage in slave labor. That would be really helpful. What could, hi there, what would be your priority list for Congress? Like absolute, like dream list? Well, I think the first thing we need to address in America would be Medicare for all, or some kind of universal healthcare system that is free at the point of delivery. We need to address money in politics, removing it completely. We need to redo our taxes so that the wealthy pay for their fair share, and their fair share is a whole lot more because they make a whole lot more, and they've benefited from the public good, and at the same time undermining and destroying the public good. So we need to make sure that no one in America is ever homeless, is ever hungry, is ever without health care, or is ever without an education from kindergarten through 4 years of college. All that education free at the point of delivery. I understand that it's paid for by taxes. I get that. But yeah, we should be doing that. There are some priorities for you right there. And we could also address things like gun control and military spending and pulling back the amount of money that we spend in the military, because we just don't need a military as big as we have. We don't. No, we don't. Which vice president would have been a great president? We know it isn't George Bush Sr. I think Al Gore would have been good. I do think Al Gore would have been a good president. Should the death penalty be legal? You just asked this frigging question. No. That's like the fourth time, I think, in the political section we've touched on this. They like that question. She likes that question. Do people generally have respect for the law? Yes and no. There are aspects about the law that make, I think, sense to people on a certain level, and there are things that don't make sense on a certain level. There's probably like the more technical aspects of the law are things that people don't connect with, and I can understand that. I'm not saying that they're not necessarily always necessary, but I can understand how people don't viscerally connect with some of the more nitpicking details of the legal system. And the last question for this particular video: what is the first step towards resolving racism? Admitting that America is a racist nation. The first step towards eliminating it is admitting it exists. We need to admit that America has always been racist and was founded on racism and xenophobia and genocide, if we can finally face those things, we can start moving towards reconciliation and moving past them. But until we admit that it exists, we're not getting anywhere. Alrighty, so thank you for being here for episode 307 of the 4,000 Question Challenge. I hope that you will be here for episode 308.